bandits running around talking about DEI didn't benefit Black women just so that there's no expectation that they do anything. So we are going to get into quite a bit of things because I see exactly why you have Umar Johnson with his meatball sitting in a video spreading misinformation, talking about DEI didn't benefit Black people. Black women listening to Black men is and will continue to be their greatest downfall. It just is what it is.
She's back. Cynthia G is back, and she's here to humble Black men. Ever since getting banned off of YouTube, she's been putting her content primarily on Patreon and keeping the anti-Black misandry alive and thriving. But it seems she wasn't willing to go down without a fight, and after months and months of being silent, she's returned to YouTube. With the recent DEI convo and the disbanding of the Civil Rights Bill that has a lot of Black people, particularly Black women, feeling upset, scared, and confused, she felt it was necessary to make her voice known and quote-unquote check these bandits. Now enter Dr. Umar, popular yet controversial Pan-African YouTuber who fights for the liberation of Black people and has come under a lot of scrutiny for his longtime school project that's still waiting to be open. But whether you like him or not, he gets a lot of attention from Black America and Black folks across the diaspora. He's also known for his political views on Black issues and has a lot to say about the controversy surrounding DEI and recent political movements in America. This has a lot of Black people, particularly Cynthia G, talking. But before I share what she has to say, let's look over Dr. Umar's main points and then we'll weigh in.
I don't lose nothing if Donald Trump doesn't celebrate my history. See, you have two kinds of Negroes in America. You have those who believe in governmental dependency, and you have those who believe in self-determination. If you believe in Black self-determination, you don't care about Donald Trump getting rid of Black History Month. See, here's what they want you to do. The Democratic Party plantation slaves want you to focus on superficial changes. Nelly performing at the inauguration. Is that more important than the mass incarceration of Black people? And then let's talk about DEI. DEI did not benefit Black people en masse. Barack Obama is the first president to use the words diversity, equity, and inclusion in his DEI initiative that he signed in August of 2011, mandating that the federal government take steps to diversify, include, and guarantee equity for minorities. But it was all about the rainbow. It was not about Black people. Yes, you have a few Black people who are going to lose some DEI benefits. Somebody help me understand how Barack Obama's DEI has benefited Black people in these past 16 years. Help me understand. Affirmative action is not the same as DEI. Affirmative action was destroyed by George Bush in the opening years of the 21st century. Barack Obama didn't call it affirmative action because he didn't want it associated with Black people. He didn't want it associated with Black people. You're fighting for something that was not created to help you. They are distracting you from your main fights.
Now, obviously, not everyone agrees with Dr. Umar's points, including Cynthia G. She argues that Black men are just simply being cowards and that their laziness and their overall lack of concern speaks to the apathy that they have towards Black women and the Black community. She also argues that Black men, such as Dr. Umar, are showing their apathy towards the Black community because they remain happy and content with having access to white women.
Yeah, you were told that these bandits fought during the Civil Rights Movement so that you can have freedom, but I told y'all they did not. Freedom to Black men, and if you look at this historically, if you do the research, freedom to Black men has been tied to access to white women. I want y'all to understand that. And I told y'all the only thing that Black men have actively fought for was access to white women. I maintain that today. I will debate anybody on it. One of the ways I'm gonna prove it to you right now is based off of what Black men are doing right now. They should be completely canceled. They are showing you that they stand by discrimination on your part.
Dr. Umar and Cynthia G represent two contrasting reactions I see in Black America. But it's also a snapshot into the different psychology and perspective Black men and Black women have about governmental support. One reason I see so few Black men getting bent out of shape over these recent changes is because it's never benefited them. They've never received governmental support, so it really changes nothing about their day-to-day reality. Black men have known since day one that they pretty much have to do things on their own, and they are the least and last likely to receive any handouts, any support, or any affirmative action or benefits from the United States of America. However, Black women have had the illusion of inclusion, and while they also haven't benefited dramatically from many of these programs that came out of the Civil Rights Bill, they've benefited more so than Black men and have attained a level of economic liberation away from Black men post-civil rights and feminism that they simply did not have before. So they were able to get more goodies from the government. And Dr. Hasan Johnson breaks this down intensely in his book, providing countless evidence. I also want to highlight a few key differences between the civil rights generation and today's generation. In the civil rights era, there were simply more intact families and much stronger churches. Black men and Black women were still largely motivated to work together, whether out of necessity or out of genuine concern is up for debate, but nevertheless, the camaraderie existed. Much of the community effort has been lost, and Black people have largely adopted an individualistic mindset and replaced community with the government. So it's just a different generation of Black people. As a result, men simply aren't as motivated to put their lives online for women who say they are independent and don't need men the way they were decades ago. It's a different time. So my position is, these kind of defining moments reveal where people are at. It also shows me the importance of healthy male leadership, because a lot of men may look at this and see this as an opportunity to build, to operate independently, to create your own system, your own economy, your own businesses, your own community that is free from the control of an outside entity. And so many men I know aren't pressed by this at all because they've already been operating independently or have been seeking to do so. Whereas a lot of ladies that I know are going to be impacted, are going to be scared, are going to be afraid if they found themselves depending upon a system that ultimately was never created for them to begin with. And so it's defining moments like this that show us why the attempt to undermine and remove male leadership from the Black family has been detrimental. And it also shows us why men are ordained and have the spiritual authority to lead and ultimately build not only families and communities. And when their position is lost in society, it creates chaos. Black people have all of the God-given gifts that they need to go and be self-sustaining and to be prosperous. But there has to be a willingness to understand and value the role of men, the role of women, and it's situations like this that prove time and time and time again why convincing a whole generation of Black women that they didn't need men was one of the worst lies ever. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Y'all, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comment section below. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.